what's going on everyone? It's Grim here, hope you're all good. Now, as many of you may know, my channel's been a bit in flux. It's got back on track recently, but over the last month or so, videos have been a bit sporadic, and all that good stuff. Also, my Twitch has suffered, I haven't been live streaming as much as normal. The reason for that is I recently received a copyright strike on my channel. Now, if you don't know what that is, basically, there are different stages of you've been a naughty boy. And the most common is when you get a content match, which is basically saying, this video you've got, there's something in there that is matched to content that somebody else has already claimed. So, for instance, it may be that if you've played, say, GTA 5, and you've been driving in the car and you've had the radio on, and there's a song on there. Well, that song is copyrighted, the whole thing. We're not going to go into copyright details, but that song is already claimed. So basically, you'll get a content ID match saying that this song is already claimed by this person. You can still upload this video, but any income, any revenue that you generate from it will go to this person and not you. And it will be stated on there that, you know, you've got their music on there. Fine, that's every YouTube channel has probably got that in some guise or another. Just that's the way of the world. The big one is when you get a copyright strike. Now, copyright strike is basically when somebody says you have grossly breached copyright laws, you have blatantly used something of ours that you have absolutely no permission to use. It generally comes direct from developer, filmmaker, musician, whatever. It generally comes straight from them, and they say to YouTube, slap this shit down now. And YouTube will straight away take the video down. It will slap the channel with a copyright strike saying that you have grossly breached copyright laws and that you're in a world of fucking pain. Now, many of you sit there going, yeah, well, what does that mean? Well, put it this way, this is how serious YouTube take it. If you get 3 of those, it's game fucking over. You cannot have a channel on YouTube, or your videos will be deleted. It's game over. You can't even create a new channel. So it's serious shit. Copyright is as bad as it gets. And you've all no doubt heard of, you know, various copyright issues over the years. I mean, one of the most famous that I can think of is probably when Total Biscuit got hit with a copyright strike because he basically slated the game. He turned around, he was doing a WTF series, and he turned around and said the game wasn't very good. The holders, or the developers of that game, the holders of the copyright, turned around and said, he's in breach copyright laws, he has no right to show our video, he's not going to make money off of it, bam! And they got the video taken down. Now, they later retracted that strike and said, sorry, he actually had complete permission from us to upload that video, and basically, they took it down because it was a very bad review, and it was top of the ratings in terms of, you know, top of the search listings for that game, and they didn't like the bad press. Also, Sega. This is another reason why people do strikes. Sega striked out at a load of people that had, I believe, Shining Force videos up. And they just arbitrarily smacked, look, this happened about 2 years ago, arbitrarily smacked a load of channels with copyright infringements. Said, you've copyright infringed, blah, blah. Some of these, bear in mind, were blogs. People just sat there, facing a camera, talking about it. Now, I'll put a link to Total Biscuit's video down below, because it's worth watching, it's worth listening to, it's a very, very good video. Done far more eloquently than I could ever do. But, yeah, so, the Sega strike was so bad, it actually got people... It got the channels permanently deleted. Channels that have never come back. Because they got 3 strikes from Sega and that was it. Game over. That was a channel gone. Now, I was lucky. I will give you the gist of what happened to me. I'm not going to name names of companies or anything like that. But I'll tell you what happened to me. So, fingers crossed, if you are in this position, which is primarily why I'm making this video, because as soon as I got a strike, I was like, holy shit. And the first thing I did was went on YouTube and looked for other people this happened to and what they did. So... basically, I received you receive an email saying that you've breached copyright and gives you a little bit of details. Also, when you log into YouTube, you have a big orange box in the screen saying you have breached copyright. You're in a world of shit. And it will give you different ways that you can fight back. The most obvious one is to do a counter notification. Bear in mind that if you are not 100% right in terms of, if you're 100% sure that you're not breaching copyright, then you can counterclaim that, look guys, you're talking out your asses. But beware, if you are not 100% sure, there are huge ramifications for doing that and being wrong, so just be really careful. Now the other one is to basically get in touch with whoever gave you the strike and just say, guys, look, is this right? I want to chat to you about it. That's the road I took. I basically went to the developer that had hit me with a strike and said, guys, strike is a huge thing for my channel. I apologise if you believe I breached copyright. Can we talk about this? So, superbly, I will say that the developer in question, if any of you managed to work it out, were absolutely amazing. And they got back to me within like about half an hour. They were absolutely superb. Now, bear in mind, this happened to me on a Friday, and they dealt with this so quick. So, they basically came back to me and said, well, can you give us a quick idea of what your video contained, so that we know whether to look into this or not? We can know, like, here and now, we can sort of say whether you breached blatantly or not. So I told them, basically it was a video where I had a couple of screenshots that had been released by them, and also some screen captures of the forum, basically saying, this is how you access the beta. I was trying to get people to sign up for the beta for this game because I truly believe that it will be an amazing game, and I still do. Even after all this, I still believe that the game's going to be really cool, and I 100% support the developer on this. So, they said, okay, that doesn't sound like it breaches copyright, and we had emails went backwards and forwards, and basically said, look, I really apologise about this, but we've had people being dicks. We've had people that were allowed into the beta and have ignored the NDA, and they have uploaded all the footage to YouTube, which is unfair because we were testing this, and a lot of the graphics weren't complete. There's an awful lot of stuff. If you've ever been in the beta, you will know there are huge bugs, huge issues. That's the whole point of the beta, it's testing. And so basically they went through YouTube, looked at everybody that put up Armageddon Beta. Basically in their title was Armageddon Beta, and they slapped strikes on everyone. I do not blame them in the slightest. It was my intellectual property. If it's something I was concerned about, I would do the same. Now, is there an issue that necessarily YouTube did not protect us as generally their biggest financiers? We are the guys that create the content that has the adverts attached to them that makes YouTube so much money. And YouTube in no way protect us from copyright strikes. Bear in mind, 3 of these. Now, I've got several videos that have footage from their website. It's got various images. If they'd looked through my channel, not just the stuff that said Armageddon Beta, I think I've even said the game now, but if they had looked for all of the stuff that said beta in it, they could have instantly 3-striked my channel, and that is a long process to get back from that, because YouTube will just instantly delete your account. It deletes everything. It's like, sorry, 3 strikes, you're gone, goodbye. It's very hard to get back from that. So, where do I stand now after all this? Well, obviously my channel wasn't deleted, because it is still there. And the developer was good enough to actually go back over, look at the footage that I had done, and basically agreed that I had not breached copyright strike. I had not breached the NDA. I wasn't even in the beta, so I hadn't used any beta footage, and I wouldn't anyway. I've been in several betas, and the first thing you need to remember is it is a privilege to be in them. It is an honour to be picked and to be allowed to help develop a game that you care passionately about. So don't be a dick, because the whole reason my channel got a strike at the end of the day is because other YouTubers basically stitched a developer, and that developer took retribution. So, whereas yes, with Total Biscuit, he was stitched up because the developer didn't like a review, because Sega wanted their trailer to be top of the listing, so they basically hit everybody with a strike that was above them. There are a lot of reasons why these strikes are handed out. But mine personal one was, I was shafted because other YouTubers had abused the position they were put in. They had breached the fucking non-disclosure agreement that they'd signed, and basically shafted everybody else in the process. Now, if you've watched the Total Biscuit video, I completely agree with his point of view, is that we need protection from YouTube. YouTube needs to act as the middleman in this. But also both sides need to be aware of the ramifications of doing these things. if you're a little channel and you upload, or a huge channel and you upload something that you shouldn't, you put everybody else in this community in huge danger of being slapped with, strikes, losing their channels, even criminal prosecution. If if you've uploaded a film or whatever, you're in a world of shit, and you ruin it for the rest of us that are trying to do something on here. Vice versa, if you're a developer and you want your trailer to get to the top of the listings, don't be a dick and strike a load of small channels or big channels or whatever. Don't strike people for that. Hand the trailer out. Have enough belief in the product that you're producing to think, actually, if I hand this out to people, if I hand this out to guys, if I hand out, review codes to people, maybe they're going to play it, they're going to like it, they'll upload it. All of a sudden, rather than your channel uploading something and getting maybe 100,000 views, you upload it to 100,000 channels on YouTube and they're getting millions upon millions of views. We need to be all grown up about this, because let's not be naive. YouTube is not a couple of spotty oiks sat round Call of Duty, back in the day, and producing some game videos for the rest of us to watch. It is billions of dollars now. There are networks galore, and there's a lot of money involved. And with a lot of money comes a lot of responsibility. So, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked from the point I wanted to make. If your channel has received a strike, and you're worried about what to do, but you believe your content is justly yours or used fairly, talk to whoever it was that hit you with the strike. If they're not supportive, talk to YouTube, but also talk to your network. If you're part of a network, this is their time to shine. This is when they should step in and protect you and help you out. That was the whole point. YouTube said we're going to have all these networks, and the networks will police the content, and we're kind of then taking out the loop. So YouTube just slaps around strikes on everybody, but it doesn't really help you out. The network is what will help you out. Should do. If you have a problem and your network doesn't help you out, maybe you should think twice about being part of that network, because every video you upload, every penny you make, they get a cut of that. So they're lining their pockets when the sun is shining. When it's bad low, that's when they should be stepping up. That's a sign of a good network. But that's enough rambling for me, guys. If any of you get hit by copyright strike, do not panic. Hang in there, and as I say, I'm more than happy to chat to anybody that gets a strike, and fingers crossed together we can all work it out and get back on to just making some videos and having some fun at this. But I'll catch you later. Have a good one, guys. And yeah. Whew! Thank God that strike's off my channel.